All right, hello and welcome back to another vlog. Today we are barbecuing and answering some of your questions. Let's get into it. Okay, we're doing an old fashioned today. We're doing a special edition of Matty Cocktails. We're gonna do this the right way. So you're supposed to put ice in the shaker too. Well, yeah, you'll see. I'm gonna use a shaker to mix it. So that'll keep it cool, and then I'm gonna do a cube or two in there. But I'm gonna do, what is this, 1.5 ounces? I'm gonna do 3 ounces of bourbon. I'm using Maker's Mark, one of my faves. So 2 of these. This is 1.5 ounces. You're supposed to really do 2 ounces, but I personally like to get a little more. So I'll do 3 ounces of bourbon. Oh, a little messy. It's okay. All right. The lid back on there. Move that out of the way for now. And then we're gonna do a couple dashes of the bitters. Good. Now, this is a stir drink, not a shake drink. Oh wait, nope, almost forgot, sugar. A little bit of sugar, not a lot. Because bourbon's already kind of sweet, but just like a little bar spoon, half of a bar spoon maybe. Dump that in. You could add a little bit water if you want. I don't, but some people do. Then mix, stir, 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 stir. Okay, I'm gonna slap this guy on. All right, I'll do 2 cubes in the cup, and then you get new ice, because you don't want to reuse the same ice, God forbid. Okay. Pour. You getting this?
Yes.
It's a nice heavy pour with an orange slice around the rim. In. And then a cherry, which there's not many left, so I gotta go fishing for one of these. Here we go. Got it. Rip the stem off, because we're not an animal. Come on now, pop it off. There we go. In the glass. And that is a Matty Cocktails Old Fashioned. Perfect. All right, I was supposed to film myself grilling, and then we had a little mishap on the grill, and I rushed outside and forgot to bring the camera. So that kind of went out the way. So we'll end with the Q&A. I got 3 questions for this week. First one is biggest under the radar jet. By the way, on Instagram is where this Q&A takes place. So I'll put out the story and you just submit your question there. So follow on IG at Matt O'Leary NY. Biggest under the radar jet. I'll go 1 on offense and 1 on defense. On defense, I think I'm still gonna go John Franklin Myers. I feel like he's always on one of my underrated lists. But I feel like even after the contract extension that he got last year, that fans are still sleeping on him. And I think that with him moving back inside, more than likely Carl Lawson's going to be on the edge on one side, and on the other side you're going to probably see Jermaine Johnson with a mix of Vinny Curry and Bryce Huff, so Franklin Myers will move into the interior. I think that's really where he thrives and where he's at his best. So I think he's still being slept on for some reason. And then on the offensive side of the ball, man, Tyler Conklin, I think he's going to be really good for this Jets team. Obviously, CJ Uzomah's probably the bigger name between the two, but I really wouldn't be surprised if Conklin ends up with more receiving yards at the end of the year in comparison with those two, which I think it might be a little bit of a hot take. But anyway, those are probably my 2 under the radar guys on offense and defense. Next one, percentage of snaps for the running back room. I'm at probably like, I guess I'll go 55 Breece Hall, 35 Michael Carter, and 10% Tevin Coleman, right? That's 100. Not a math guy. Pretty sure that added up to 100. I think Breece Hall gets the most carries if he's healthy. I'm assuming that's if all three of these guys stay healthy. But I'm not saying, Michael Carter's just going to go away completely. I think he's still a very useful piece on this offense and on this team. And I think he will be utilized. And we saw in San Francisco for years and years and years, which is a very similar offense to what the Jets are trying to run. They do running back by committee, but Breece Hall is far and away the best running back on this team from the day he was drafted. So I think Breece Hall leads the way, and then Michael Carter a little bit. Maybe he's creeping up closer to 40%, but Tevin Coleman will still get his touches. And the last one is Uzomah Conklin, the new Decker and Brandon Marshall. They're similar sizes, obviously different players. Obviously the Decker and Marshall were both their wide receivers, where we're talking about two tight ends here in Conklin and Uzomah, but I think the point that they are trying to make here is that you finally have two tight ends that you feel pretty comfortable with, because for years the Jets didn't have any tight ends that you felt comfortable with. There was a little flash from Austin Seferian-Jenkins in 2016 and 17. You had rookie Chris Herndon, who you thought maybe was going to be the answer, but I think for the first time the Jets finally have an answer. And I mean, let's not forget, guys, last year, in the first game of the year and the first few weeks of the year, the Jets tried to run a lot of 12 personnel with two tight ends on the field. And it just wasn't working because you were doing it with Ryan Griffin and Trayvon Wesco and Daniel Brown and Tyler Croft. And it's going to be different. We're going to see a big time improvement from the tight end room, and I think that's what I'm most excited for. So that's it on the vlog/Q&A. I know, crappy episode today. Honestly, that's my fault. I forgot to film. I was going to film and do the Q&A outside, and then it started raining, and then I burned a cheeseburger, and I'm not proud of it. But we did one of my favorite drinks, which is an old fashioned. Did a little Q&A, and just a low key Friday, but kind of getting back in the routine here a little bit. Took some downtime and took some time away earlier in the week. So yeah, that's going to do it for me. I'm Matt O'Leary. I'll talk to you next time.